You guys, I'm gonna stop saying that I am done with reading challenges because I said I was done with reading challenges probably 3 times by now, and here I am again with another one.
Another one.
Hey y'all, it's Ariana. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am here with another reading challenge. Today I will be trying to read 200 pages a day for a week. You guys, I'm trying not to get into a reading rut because it's getting to the point where I've been reading for so long now. I just want to take a short break, and I know I can't take a short break because if I take a short break I might not come back for a whole month. So yeah, this challenge is going to help me to persevere, continue. Will I be able to read 200 pages a day? Find out with me. I don't know. We're starting on Sunday, ending on Saturday, and we're just gonna see where it takes us. Stay tuned. You guys, it is currently 11:24. I'm totally gonna hate myself tomorrow because I have to wake up at 5:30 in the morning. But this was the only time I could have completed the 200 pages. But can I get a round of applause? I read 202 pages for the first day, and I got it done before 12 o'clock. That was really what I was worried about. I finished the book, let that ish go. 4 stars. It was actually pretty good. I think it was more just of a reminder for me than advice, as well as I did learn a few things about how to meditate and how negative words could affect your body physically, as well as, I guess, there was one other thing that I learned from the book and I can't completely remember right now. Something about yourself. I don't know. I'm really tired. I'm getting low-key delusional, but I started a new book called The Rewrite by Lizzie Blackburn, and so far so good. I really do actually like this. It's about 2 exes working together to create a memoir for a reality star, aka her ex Wale. The main character, I can't remember her name at the moment. It's not Shauna. Shauna's her best friend. Temmie, how could I forget? Temmie is helping her ex write his memoir while also working on her own book, and we're just basically seeing how that journey goes. And it's so funny because the book mentions a whole bunch of pop culture / things, if you know, you know. So for example, The Villa, the show that he was a star on, is basically the Love Island, but obviously for copyright reasons, I guess they just changed the name of the show and called it The Villa, which is so cute to me. As well as they mentioned like my favorite media, aka The Best Man Holiday, All About Love by Bell Hooks. There was another like mention of another show, Spider-Man. Like I was like, whoa, hold on, was I really meant to read this book? Like shout out to God for this book, because it just popped up randomly on, I think popped up randomly either on Pinterest or TikTok, which is mainly where I build most of my TBR. And I added it, and I cannot lie, I genuinely enjoyed this book. If I didn't, I probably would have failed my first day and just would have said F it and go to sleep anyways. Also, I'm reading the back finally, and you know how sometimes they're recommended by different artists in the back. One of my favorite Black romance authors, Tia Williams, is promoting her book. I love it. I cannot wait to read this because Chad is actually pretty good. I can't lie. So far, I'm gonna give it 5 out of 5. I love how it also has Nigerian characters as well as Jamaican, so like you get an African, Caribbean, London type of taste, which I kind of love with the books I've been reading recently, because I read another book. It's called Sweet Heat, the second to that book. Anyways, read that book and I loved how it had a different taste to it, because it was like, basically it's because it was like Black people abroad. I was like, ooh, like this is different, this is new, because I'm so used to like it being set in Chicago, New York, Texas, even California. So like to have a book set in London, I was like, oh, this is different. I like this. I'm gonna catch y'all tomorrow because I am absolutely tired. Get a little business done before I go to sleep. And yeah, hopefully I remember to bring this book tomorrow and I could read a little bit at 7:30 in the morning. Wish me luck. I'm back. So it is currently Monday. Yesterday, I don't remember if I mentioned, but I got to page 91 and then I had to wake up early in the morning the next day, so I fell asleep. So I did read a little bit while I was running my errands this morning, and I got to page 106, so I only read like 16 pages. It is currently 4:03, so I'm thinking if I start reading now, I could possibly get to 200 pages in the next 3 hours before I have to shower. So we're just gonna go straight like 3 hours, no stop, no breaks, so we could get to 200 pages. Y'all, I'm not even close to 200 pages, but that's not the point. I'm at the climax of this book and this girl is pissing me off. Timmy girl. Timmy girl. Oh my gosh, I feel like her life would be so much easier if she was just honest. Like, this is pissing me off. You could sleep with the man possibly, but you can't be honest with him. It's crazy work. It's crazy work. Like, all she had to say is tell him the truth. And I have a feeling because of how understanding what's his name is, Wale would have been okay. He would have been fine. Would he have been hurt at first? Yes, of course. Anybody would. Shoot, I would be hurt if what she did was done to me. However, if this man truly cares for you and loves you the way he claims he does, he would get over it. He would talk to you about it. It may take some time, but yes, he would. And because I know it's a romance book, so of course it's all gonna work out. But like, this whole time, freaking Timmy has been stressing me out for chapters and chapters and chapters and chapters. And she's such a freaking hypocrite because the same thing that Wale was doing to her, she was doing to Wale. And I'm just like, that's so unfair because you know exactly how this feels to be shut out, to be not be the last person to know a secret in the whole situation. And for you to turn around and do the same thing to Wale is so disrespectful and crazy to me. You know what pisses me off the most about Temi? Not the miscommunication trope, second love story, you know, not her lying. My thing is she has me agreeing with a man because however Wale feels, it's completely justified because you lied. Why the heck did you lie? You could have just said the truth. Would it have hurt? Yes, definitely. But I'd rather hear it from the person it is that unintentionally hurt me than for me to find out in such a massive way. Y'all don't understand. Like, Temi has been pissing me off this whole entire time. Like, girl. And my thing is, how could you, well, they didn't sleep together, but how could you almost sleep with the man and still didn't tell him the truth? Like, that's so backward to me. That is so backward to me. Oh, I'm getting triggered. Oh my gosh. Like, how could you be? And you know what pisses me off too is not only that she has me agreeing with a man, but she knows exactly how this feels. And she continued to sit in this man's face and withhold the truth when she could have just told him straight up, hey, I'm not gonna lie, I did this, that, and the third. Can we talk about it? Anyways, I had to get that out. Hopefully I'll see you guys at the end of the book, and then we're gonna have to read another book and quick. Y'all, I got caught up with a phone call, and that's why I didn't even end up doing my 2 hours of the book earlier. So yeah, we might be up until like 11 o'clock trying to finish this 200-page challenge, because right now I'm only at 216 subtract 90. That is 116 pages, and it is 8 o'clock, isn't it? It's 8:50, and I want to take a break because I want to eat some ice cream and drink my tea. we'll see. We're gonna figure it out. But yeah, I just had to get that off my chest before. Yeah. This book is irritating me. I low-key don't even want to finish, but I'm gonna finish for the sake of the story and the resolution. Okay, hey y'all, I'm back in my room. I finished the other book, The Rewrite. I give it 4 out of 5 stars because honestly, the main character was starting to irritate me to a whole nother level. Like, I could only take so much before I start just overly getting irritated. But the author did wrap it up very, very beautifully, and I am kind of curious what happens to one character. But other than that, really good book. You guys should definitely read. Next, I'll be reading the first book to the Wendy series, which is The Mile High by Liz Tomford. I read the second book to this series, so I read it kind of out of order. But now I was like, okay, let me read the first book. Even though I kind of sort of know how it's going to end, I'm still going to read it. The other book, The Rewrite, I ended off on page 90. And I read 273 in total. So I read 183 so far, which means to end this challenge, I'll only need to read 17 more pages before I could go to sleep, which is perfect because it is currently 10:29. It looks like I'm gonna be up a little late today, but nothing like crazy, thank God, because yeah, no, your girl is kind of sleepy. I can't lie to you. It's been a long day. Note to self for tomorrow, girl, start this challenge earlier than 5 p.m. You know how your life gets. I tried to be like, oh, I'm finna work on this from 9 to 5 and then read 5 to 9. It never works out for me. I'm gonna start reading this book and I will come to you after, at least at minimum, reading 17 pages. Y'all, why did I get to chapter 3 of this book and I'm thinking, woo, 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 like I'm done with the challenge. That was easy. Just for me to add, you know, basic edition, 183 plus 16, that's only 199 pages. Had to go back and read more, but now we're at chapter 4, page 26, so I could call it a night. So we have officially read 209 pages. Yes. So I'll be able to get through at least minimum 2 days of this book. Today's Monday, so by Wednesday I'll be done with this book, which is great timing because hopefully I've ordered more books through Dallas Public Library, so hopefully more books will come so I could read more, because this is the last book I have before, well, physical copy wise, before I'm done. And I'm trying to keep this challenge with physical books instead of digital, because I realized digital, you gotta read way more. The page format is different because it's bigger than this, like a physical book. So what would typically take me, I don't know, 20 pages in this book would probably take me like 5 in a digital format, unless it's a Kindle. That's a whole different situation. But I don't have a Kindle, I have an iPad, and like I said, it'll take way longer. So yeah, we're gonna stick with physical copies and go from there. So in the meantime, I'm going to go to sleep. I'm lying. I might do a collage for the last book that I read, The Rewrite, so I won't forget what it was about, as well as look at some books that I could read immediately, because if not, this challenge might end on Thursday, which I don't want. So yeah, we're gonna do that, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm back. It is currently Tuesday, day 3 of the challenge. It is 9:15. I finished it. Hold on. Y'all can't even see that. I finished the challenge like way before putting on the camera, but I just need a second to decompress. But so far so good. Of course the book is really good. Like I said before, I started with the second book of the Wendy series, so reading the first one is like I kind of already know what's gonna happen, but it's still cutesy to see their story unfold. I'm on page 241, which means I read a total of 215 pages today. Tomorrow is gonna be a little interesting because I do actually have errands to run, a doctor's appointment, so we're gonna have to try to fit in time to read this book. But still, nonetheless, I am excited. Hopefully I'll get to film myself reading, but if not, just trust and believe that I was reading off camera. In case you guys don't believe me, I'm currently on, I think, chapter 26. Yeah. So if I don't come back on another chapter and I'm telling you guys, oh my gosh, I read this much, I'm lying. I'm definitely lying. I didn't. But I'm almost done with this book, actually. About halfway, if not maybe a little bit less than half. But this book has 531 pages. So yeah, I definitely at minimum have at least maybe a day and a half of this book still left if I don't decide to just finish it in one go, because I'm at 200 and what is it, 41, 200 pages exactly. That's like 400 and something, and I'll still have like about a little less than 100 pages to go. So yeah, I'm not gonna do that. However, I'm gonna take this book with me everywhere I go and see how much I could read while I'm doing errands and go from there. Wish me luck. Wish me luck, you guys. Honestly, I don't want it to be like how it was the other 2 days where it's just like I'm still reading and it's damn near 9, 10, 11 o'clock. No. We're not doing that. We're being smart. We're being proactive. So I'm just going to read whenever I can, and I'll see you guys in the in-between times, okay? All right. I am 100 pages into the challenge, and I decided to take a small little break in the meantime. But let me tell you guys what I've observed with this writing. So I realized when, and this is no shade towards white authors, but white authors writing about black characters is totally different than black authors writing about black characters, and I'm starting to realize that. For example, in this book, right, the main character has curly hair, and so she's worried that this hockey player, which is also black, is gonna see her after not washing her hair for 5 days. And I'm just like, who gonna tell her that's actually normal, if not better, for her hair? Secondly, why is she sleeping with no bonnet? I don't know, maybe I'm the only person that's bothered by that, but she needs to be sleeping with a bonnet on. What's the third one? It's something to do with her hair, like, or no, it's not her hair this time. It's the other guy. His name is Eli Madison, the main character. The way the author describes Eli is that he has a mop of curly hair on top of his head. I said, yo, where's your editors? I hope you have black editors, because actually I hope you don't, because at least black editors would know better. And I would hope they're not setting you up for failure. But it's little things that I noticed where I was just like, yeah, this is why. And no shade towards the author, but I just feel as though sometimes, you know, just do a little more research. If you're gonna do black characters, make sure you have a black editor, maybe. I don't know, chat. Or at least, I don't know, like, I'm trying to figure out, like, what's missing here. I think it's that. Because with my black authors, I never have to worry about them describing the black characters. They do pretty well. I don't get it. I need to go back to the Kennedy Ryan, the Tia Williams. There's more, but I can't think of them at the moment. The Chiquelle Jays of the worlds, because, but So far, I mean, the book is good, but they definitely lost a star from me. Could have just did a tiny bit of research and realized, yeah, black people, they do their hair differently. That's just me though. Okay, I'm back. Don't mind my face. It's acne cream. It's late at night. Anyways, I forgot to mention earlier, it is day 4 of the challenge, aka Wednesday. It is currently, y'all can't even see that, it's 8:55, and due to me not having any Wi-Fi today, I finished the whole entire book, which means I read 290 pages. Luckily for me though, I have a book waiting for me at the library, plus another one on the way. On top of all of that, I have a ebook online, so that will actually work out for me, because I think I have, like I mentioned earlier, I'm gonna read Kennedy Ryan's Before I Let Go, which I read last year, fell in love with it, but I also read the second and third book from the Skyland series, and I wanted to reread the first one because, actually I'm lying, I read This Could Be Us and Can't Get Enough, which is 2 and 3 of the Skyland series for Kennedy Ryan, last year. But I read this Before I Let Go, I think back in 2023 or 2024, so it's been years since I read the first book, so I said, hey, let me read it again so I can remember. But the camera battery is about to die, so I will let you guys go and see you guys tomorrow on this journey. But before I go, last ratings, 4 out of 5 stars. I love the story. It was a great first book. Honestly, I wish I read it first. Not saying I didn't like the second book. I love the second book as well, but the first book, it tied everything together in a cute little bow. This was such a cute book. I do actually recommend. The only thing I wish that it kind of, and this is just a personal thing with me, is with the black characters, I wish that it was like little things that they described a little bit better, but other than that, it was really good book. I do recommend Mile High by Liz Tom Ford. Y'all go pick it up, and I'll see you guys tomorrow when I'm reading Before I Let Go. We are back, day 5 of my challenge, and y'all, I'm killing this challenge with flying colors. Like, what? Can we get a round of applause? Anyways, today I am reading Before I Let Go by Kennedy Ryan. I think I mentioned it yesterday that I was gonna start reading this, and I am up to page 213. Of course, it's ebook format, so it's probably a little different than if I was reading like a physical book. But nonetheless, still read 213 pages. You guys, I love that I'm rereading this book, because after Single on Purpose by John Kim, this was like probably the second book I read after going through such a long reading slump after high school. So to read it again, it's kind of nostalgia. It's almost like I'm reading it all over again for the first time. I actually love it here, and I constantly forget, yeah, this is definitely my favorite book from the Skyland series. I don't even know why I questioned it. So it's definitely, if I had to go, it's Before I Let Go, the first book. Then the third book, Can't Get Enough. And then the second book is like my least favorite, which is This Could Be Us. Yeah. No offense to Soledad. It was just, I don't know, the story wasn't hitting for me. Just my personal opinion. They're all 3 of them are still, I'd say, 5-star rating books. Yeah, Josiah, unfortunately, he will be my favorite out of all my book boyfriends / husbands, and I understand why now. I had to read it again to remember. But so far in the book, spoiler alert, actually, is it gonna be really a spoiler alert? The book is kind of about this couple grieving and how they're navigating this new normal. And it's so interesting how to see like how other people grieve. Everybody assumes you have to grieve a certain way when that's not the case at all. And so it's interesting to see how this couple not only goes through one but two situations where they have to grieve back to back. But I do generally enjoy this book so much I might even read some before I go to sleep. If not, I'm definitely gonna read probably the rest of this book by tomorrow. The only problem with that is I won't know what to read on Saturday, so we'll see. Hey y'all, I'm back. It is officially day 6 of the challenge, and y'all, I will have to admit I failed. You guys, okay, let me be completely transparent and honest. So right now it is Friday, 11:57 now. I had a late start to the book challenge, okay? Hear me out. So boom, I had a lot of things to do today. I did my laundry, went to the grocery store, then I was editing legit the whole entire day. To make a long story short, because I don't have no storage on my laptop, I had to do a whole bunch of things to edit and get a thumbnail out as well. And with all that, I lost track of time and I only read 178 pages today, so I was off the challenge by 22 pages. Which if you ask me, hey, that is better than nothing. But I will admit I did fail the challenge. And then like, okay, a blackout happened. It was just a lot today. It was so much going on. I was like, wait a minute. But it's okay, because tomorrow's the last day and I refuse to fail tomorrow. Like, I did so good days 1 through 5. I cannot fail the last day. Granted though, I will not lie, I have a lot of things I need to get done tomorrow. So wish me luck, you guys. I'm nervous but excited at the same time. Last day. I'm definitely gonna finish before I let go though. And another challenge that I'm going to have is that I don't have another book lined up. This is the first time in this whole entire challenge I legit do not have another book lined up. So yeah, tomorrow's gonna get very, 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 very interesting. Hopefully I get it together and possibly even find another ebook, but for now we'll see. And even if it's an ebook, ebooks are so much, at least to me, is harder, especially, well, not ebooks through Libby, because I think it's a standard size, like whatever format you're reading it on, it matches. Like my iPad is an 11-inch. It would probably be the same format as if it's a Kindle. They would just probably shrink the font maybe. But tomorrow, if I get an ebook and I want it the same day, and a book that I possibly want to read, it'll most likely have to be through Hoopla. And I think their format changed based off of the length of your device. So I think what would typically be like maybe, I don't know, 200 pages on an Kindle will be only 150 on an iPad. So we'll see. I don't know, Chad. Like, stay tuned. Last challenge, of course the last day of the challenge is gonna be the most difficult because, like I said, I'm gonna have something to do until probably 4:30 in the afternoon. I have to, of course I'm gonna finish this book, but that's only gonna be like, it was only gonna be less than 100 pages, and I'm gonna have to find pages out of my literal body from another book. Y'all, let me at least not waste these minutes, these precious last minutes, because it's probably the next day already. Yep, it is. It's Saturday. So technically I can start the challenge already. So I'm gonna give myself a slight head start and see what books I could possibly get today and start. Well, I'm not gonna start reading now, but I'll catch y'all in the next clip when I am reading. Y'all, I have a confession. It's Sunday. Yeah, I completely failed Saturday. I think I read maybe 3 pages and fell asleep. In my defense, I was doing things all day. I was up from like 7 o'clock in the morning, probably before then, honestly. Didn't get home until 5. And you talking about reading? After all of that, it wasn't gonna happen. And you know what? I think this is a safe space to recognize it wasn't gonna happen. It wasn't. I'm sorry, y'all. But overall, I think I did a really, really good job. I completed the challenge for 5 days straight, which means in total, at minimum, I read 1,000 pages. At minimum. If I really want to do the real math, let me grab my phone. Actually, so I could see how many actual pages I read. I completely failed Saturday, so I'm not even going to count Saturday, even though technically I did try to read like 2 pages. Let me stop. But in total, I read 1,309 pages. Like, what? Honestly, that was pretty good, if I do say so myself. I was only 91 pages shy from reading the minimum, so yeah. Did I technically fail the challenge? You guys let me know in the comments down below. I'm considering it a pass. I read 200 pages majority of the week, so I don't know. I think it deserves a dub. But y'all let me know in the comments. Maybe y'all think I failed this challenge. Anyways, if you guys made it this far, thank you so much for watching my video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye, my loves. Small mini rant. I was irritated at first, so that's why I couldn't talk about it at first, but it's time for a new MacBook. I don't have enough storage on my Mac to edit videos. Like, I only have 128 gigabytes, and I really need 512 gigs minimum. So I was getting very frustrated and defeated, but I kind of solved the problem. For it's a temporary fix, so temporarily we're gonna do this thing and see how it works, and if it works, kudos to me, thank God. If not, I don't know when you guys are gonna see this video, because it would require me to edit, and to edit I will need a new laptop, and to get a new laptop I need money. So stay tuned for the next life update, and hopefully, no, not hopefully, I will have a new MacBook Pro with an M, either Pro or Air. Honestly, as long as it has an M chip in it, I will be okay. That is the goal. I'm telling the world right now that that is going to happen. Because you guys, when I tell you spent 3 hours editing a video just for it, first of all, it was like an hour and like maybe 6 minutes full of footage. I got up to 14 minutes of editing, so of course chopping it down as much as possible, just for my laptop to be like, okay, you can't do this anymore. But that's enough for my rant. Y'all see this? I don't know what's going on with my hair. We're just gonna tuck that back in. Oh, we can't tuck it. Okay.